unfortunately for the countess, the guy, Hwang Pil-gwang, who happens to be the bloody sweet lawyer from Woo, he's playing the devil in this one and he's doing an exceptionally good job. And I must admit, Ajushi or Ajusi was looking pretty juicy when he was like topless. Is it topless? Bloody elbows kicking when he was topless when he came out of the bath. But anyway, my mind's going in the gutter, so I better get it back on track. Hi and welcome to my channel. It's your girl Blake, your go-to for all things K-drama. So whether you're new or returning to the channel, here is where we talk about our favourite dramas, recommend new ones and get pumped for upcoming releases. If that sounds up your street, hit the subscribe button and let's get into the next binge watch. Today, I want to talk about the Uncanny Counter Season 2, which is 경이로운 So-Moon. And this drama is based on a webtoon, and already Season 1 came out, I forgot when, but anyway, in Season 1 we meet the main character, So-Moon, who loses his parents in a car accident, and his parents were both police officers. Then, following the car accident, So-Moon was in a coma as a child, and when he awakens from the coma, he was traumatized and went through a stage when he wouldn't speak, and the car crash left him with permanent damage to one of his legs, so he walked with a limp. Now, he had two amazing friends and he was out with his mates as normal, and then suddenly he is hit by a force that causes him to be lifted off the ground and his straight hair to turn curly, almost as curly as mine. And at this point, he is endowed with spiritual powers of a Grim Reaper, aka a counter. Now, in order to be a counter, you have to be in a comatose state, and you make an agreement with Young. And when you make this agreement, you become a contractor, and your spiritual partner is based in Young, which is the go-between between life and death, and you're tasked with finding and hunting down evil spirits, aka demons. And these demons feed on the negative emotions of humans, and they go through phases. So at first there's possession, and then I think after the possession takes hold, if they commit a murder and consume the soul of the victim that they've killed, they level up. It's like Pokemon, but of evil spirits. So they level up, and when they become in sync, or like they've murdered enough people and consumed enough souls, then they become, I don't think they become one with the demon at first, but they can speak in two voices and their power increases significantly. And then lastly, the final stage is for them to become one with the spirit. And I think at this point, that is when the demon has taken over the person's soul completely. Now, in Season 1, So-Moon trains with the other counters, and we discover that he's a little bit of an exception, hence the name Uncanny Counter. Now, because of his abilities, he's able to summon this thing called the territory, which increases the strength of his fellow counters as well as his own, which helps them to take down more evil spirits. Now, in Season 1, they're chasing one particular spirit, and we learn about the background of all of the other counters. Now, one of the counters, the older woman, she's able to heal the team members when they're injured, or any potential victims who are injured by the evil spirit. She can heal them, but it comes at a cost of her own spirit.
말소는 약속, 소문이 뼈는 동뼈.
Also, her spiritual counter is her son, who she lost in a car accident. So they're a team, which I think is a beautiful bond, that even death couldn't separate a mother's love from her son. And then the other counter, Hannah's like exceptionally like stubborn and hard-headed, but she's got a heart of gold. and she lost all of her family when her father, I think, made some, well, he didn't make an incorrect business decision. He got swindled basically, and he decided to poison all of his family, but she survived. So her ability is that she's able to detect when the evil spirits cross into the territory, and then she alerts the others and they go and kick ass. But at the same time, she has the ability to read or erase memories or manipulate people's memories. And then lastly is the Ajashi guy, and he was a former cop and he was in a coma, but unfortunately he had lost all his memories, but he gets them back towards the end. But anyway, I don't want to go into season 1 too much because this video is about season 2, but I thought I'd just give a quick recap of what happened in season 1. So season 2 is currently airing, and I just recently, like 2 days ago, finished episode 8, and episode 8 ended on such a cliffhanger that, my God, I went to bed angry. I was so livid. So let's get into season 2 of the Uncanny Counter. In season 2, Solmon's really come into his own.
내 말이 말 같지 않지? 이 아이, 니들이 죽인 거다.
He's exceptionally strong. He's mastered psychokinesis and is training the others on how to use the psychokinesis to take down the evil spirits. But the Ajashi guy, the police guy, he's gone back to work as a police detective, and his colleagues are highly suspicious that whenever he goes to take a dump, apparently, he gets a message or becomes aware of crimes, and they're becoming a bit suspicious of him in the toilet. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And then their team is short, so they get a new counter who happens to be a son of a cow farmer. And his ability is that, given in his whole life that he's been smelling cow shit, he is now able to smell the evil spirit's aroma. And in season 2, similarly to season 1, there's a backstory of a crime that's been committed. And in this one, people have been swindled out of money that they invested in a potential apartment construction. And one family in particular is affected. The family that's been affected, the guy, he was a firefighter, and he's exceptionally close, or Solmon's grandma has taken a shining to him because he told her that her daughter, Solmon's mom, sent him to hang out with her and create lots of fun memories for her to share with her daughter when it's her time to pass on. And he recently discovers that his wife is pregnant, but sad times are ahead, because the wife happens to try to get into the lift elevator, and when she does, there's 2 evil spirits inside. One of them uses psychokinesis to force another guy who's not a demon. Actually, there was 3 demons in the lift, my mistake. And he uses the psychokinesis to get the other guy to stab the wife, and unfortunately she dies and loses the baby. Causes her husband to just totally lose it. In rage ensues. He wants vengeance, and he attempts to get it, but he's stopped before he's able to commit the act. Or that's not exactly true. He was unable to go through with the act, and he beats himself up for it. But it was basically because he was a kind-hearted guy. He didn't actually have the courage to take a life, and that is not a bad thing. But he's beating himself up about it in the prison, and it's this point an evil spirit is drawn to all that negative resentment and the want for vengeance and his grief. And this demon happens to be exceptionally strong, but so is the dude's willpower because he's fighting it off, But the demons are scheming. It's real demon time out here. They're scheming and they're manipulating his grief, because the people who actually killed his wife in the lift start to manipulate the guy to get him to accept the demon. And this he does, and he escapes from prison. But the three demons that are at large in season 2 have managed to kill counters in China before they came back to Korea, because they're after this 120 billion won or whatever.
너무 안타깝게도 악귀들이 카운터들의 능력을 갖게 됐다는 겁니다.
카운터 능력을 갖다뇨?
3단계 악계가 카운터의 영혼을 흡수하면 카운터가 가진 능력까지 가지게 돼요.
아니, 그럼 그놈들이 우리가 다졌다는 거야?
But they killed the counters in China and managed to absorb their energy. So one of the guys got the ability to heal. One's gained tremendous psychokinetic ability, and one is able to, similarly to Hannah, see people's memories and erase them as she sees fit. Now, whilst they're on their little demon time spree, the guy who's able to heal, he is real twisted, because he's like taking people, throwing them off the roof, healing them, taking them back up off on the roof and dropping them from the next story up to do more damage each time. So by the time the counters arrive at the scene, the person's bloody bones are like powder. So poor, what's her name? I feel bad, just keep calling her Ajima. Poor Miss Chu, or Mrs. Chu, is like healing him, and it's like taking a toll on her powers. But there's a great fight scene with him, this healing demon, and the counters, and he's bloody fast and strong. But eventually they're able to put him down. Now, the female character with the blonde hair, she's got a badass look, but she's the most annoying out of the demons for me. I can't stand her, but I like her in a sense, because she's a really good villain, because she really riles up your emotions. She gets under your skin. But her, they're calling her Jelly. She manages, each time she has an encounter with the counters, to get a glimpse into their memories. And even though she seems a bit dumb, she's not as dumb as she looks, because she's piecing together how they get their powers and what she can do to take them down. But in the same breath, because the other geezer with the psychokinetic abilities is working around the clock to manipulate the firefighter demon guy, at one point he leaves her behind, and this makes her think about breaking free from him, because she sees that she's expendable. But bloody hell, a lot's gone down. Now, poor Solomon is having a hard time, because the Ajoshi guy, the firefighter, was close to his grandma. Do you know what I mean? So he doesn't really want to see him as an evil spirit, because he was such a good-natured soul, and it makes him question, what are they even doing as counters in the first place? And then on top of that, Hannah meets a guy from her past who she used to go to school with, and he, when she touches him, she sees that while she was in a coma all those years, he used to visit her regularly. But Hannah obviously is afraid that she's, due to her like work as a Grim Reaper counter, that it could put him in danger. And she wasn't right, because Gelly happens to see them together and uses the moment to try to take her down. And she almost does, but like he said, unlike the demons, the counters, they're fighting from a place of love, aren't they? They want to protect those who they care about. They want to protect humanity from the evil spirits. And it's because of that love, when her high school sweetheart tries to protect her, it causes Hannah to get like boosted, fully gassed, and then she uses her psychokinetic ability and almost takes out Gelly, because in a previous fight she took the bitch's eye, and this has riled Gelly because since then she's been walking around with a patch like she's bloody Jack. What's his name? What is his name? Captain Jack. Is it just Jack? You know who I mean, from Pirates of the Caribbean. Anyway, she's walking around like a full-blown pirate with her eye patch on. And actually, you know what? She gives me that kind of vibe as Kill Bill, because the woman in Kill Bill, is it Daryl Hannah? She's got the bloody eye patch on. So it's giving villain vibes for sure. But anyway, when they're having the fight, Hannah almost defeats them, but then Mr. Psychokinesis turns up and she fortunately gets out of there and is able to take her high school sweetheart. But then she's had to erase his memories. Bless. That must have been so heartbreaking. She had to erase his memories. But anyway, this is all what's building up. So now they need to stop the firefighter from becoming one with the demon and becoming like a level 4 case, which is what happened in season 1. But no, what am I talking about? Yeah, but like he breaks out of prison. I don't know if I've said this, if getting repetitive. He breaks out of prison and he goes on a revenge hunt and he kills one person and consumes their soul. And at this point, his psychokinesis is almost that of the other strong demon who absorbed the power of the counter. And he has the ability to detect the territory, but not also that, he was able to communicate with Hannah and the counters through the territory. So his powers are unrivaled. So he's kind of like the evil version of Solomon, because he's like an uncanny evil spirit. So now they're shitting bags, because if he happens to become one with this spirit, it's gonna cause mayhem, because he's got kind of an understanding about the powers of the counters. So if he does become even more powerful, it's gonna cause absolute mayhem. But unfortunately for the counters, the guy Hwang Pil-gwang, who happens to be the bloody sweet lawyer from Uyoung-woo, he's playing the devil in this one and he's doing an exceptionally good job. And I must admit, Ajushi or Ajusi was looking pretty juicy when he was like topless. Is it topless? Bloody elbows kicking when he was topless when he came out of the bath. But anyway, my mind's going in the gutter, so I better get it back on track. He is exceptionally smart in his manipulation, because he wants to figure out how he can take down these bloody characters, and he wants to use the power of the firefighter demon. So he's manipulating him, but after the demon consumes the first soul, he has a conversation with Pil-gwang, and he wants Pil-gwang to get the firefighter demon to kill more humans with his revenge, so that he can like consume his soul and take over full possession. Now, this is where it all went down in episode 8, because what's his face? I forgot his name, but Cow Dung guy, he smelt the aura of the demons in the hotel. Now they go in there and the firefighter demon lures them up onto the, I don't know, 32nd floor. So when they get to the floor, Solomon attempts to like conjure the territory, but when he does so, it doesn't arrive. And then he gets a call from Young from Wigan, and Wigan tells him the problem is that he has called the territory, but they're so high up the territory can't reach. So they're falling into these bloody demons trap. They're bloody smart, these demons, scheming. So they're up there, they haven't got the territory, and they've got 2 super demons trying to beat the shit out of them, and they're winning. The demons are winning. Solmon's almost able to sort it all out, but he's taken a beating, and then that gets his team motivated, and then they try to take down Pilgwang, and it's at a tie. The demons are tired, and then what happens? Bloody pirate bitch turns up, and she only goes and erases Solmon's memory of becoming a bloody character, because she realized through the memory in her fight with Hannah that they have like been reborn, and when they're reborn they've gotten the power. So even though she doesn't know about the contract deal with Young, she's figured out if she erases that memory, then wouldn't they lose their powers? And she's right, because as she erases the memory, bloody Solmon's hair goes straight. I never felt so sad to see somebody lose their curls. God damn it, he lost his curls in an instant, and that's it. His power's gone, and I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I was fully agitated. Believe me, I told you at the start of this video I couldn't sleep. So what's gonna happen in the next 4 episodes of Uncanny Counter season 2? Now personally, I think that Solomon is gonna come back stronger, harder, faster, you know, like the Daft Punk song with Kanye. But anyway, I think he's gonna level up something rotten. But until he does, I don't know what's gonna happen with his team. Is someone gonna lose their life? Because if I'm honest, Cow Dung Counter is not pulling his weight. He needs to be doing something. He's bloody scared, petrified every time a demon shows up. So I'm not even sure how he's gonna be able to pull the job off. So is it going to be something similar to episode 1 when the other guy turned up at the last minute, heals Mrs. Chu, and then ends up biting the dust? Is this what's going to happen to Cow Dung Guy? Because I wouldn't be surprised if a character dies. But if a character dies, I really don't want it to be the old rich guy who's got the new headquarters hideout, which is better than the noodle shop. But anyway, like, what's going to happen? I don't want any of them to lose their lives, but it's looking like, I think, while Solmon's healing and figuring out how to get back his power, or for how Young or Wigan is gonna get Solomon his powers back. In the meantime, they're gonna be like a 4-man team, and the Cow Dung guy is the weak link, isn't he? And so is the old one. So they've got 3 powerful demons. So if what's his face is able to level up whilst Solomon is trying to gain his powers back, I think the episode at the end is gonna be a beautiful showdown. But part of me also thinks that Hannah is gonna be the one to take Gelly out. That's unless Pil-gyung doesn't take her out and consume her powers for himself. But now that she's done that to Solomon, I think she might have shown her worth, and he might see her as a valuable member of the demon clan. But I, like everyone else who's watching the Uncanny Counter season 2, can't wait for episode 9. And I hope to God they don't drag it out and leave Solomon in a vulnerable state for the whole of episode 9. By 3/4 of the way through episode 9, I want him restored and revitalized. That's what I want. And one of those demons has to die in episode 9. And if it isn't Gelly, Pil-gyung needs to go. But anyway, I'm assuming that in this season, the firefighter demon is gonna go the full 100 and become a super demon. And when that fight goes down at the end, I'm looking forward to it. But I wonder how many members of the counter team are gonna survive. What are your thoughts on the Uncanny Counter? Have you been left in a like perpetual state of confusion following the end of episode 8? Was you frustrated as much as I've been frustrated? Anyway, if you have been, why not share or vent your frustration in the comment section, and let's talk about the Uncanny Counter until episode 9's released this weekend, because I'm fully gassed. Anyway, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to stay up to date on all our latest releases. And I'll see you on the next one. Until then, ciao, annyeong.